Assalamu alaikum. My name is Haris Hassan and my roll number is PP1550080. The topic which is assigned by me is photosensitivity. And in the subheading photosensitivity, the topic is erythema. Erythema. Erythema is defined as cutaneous disease that present with large patches of red skin without overlying changes in the epidermis. Included in this group are disorders that have a net-like or reticulated pattern of redness. Notably absent in these patterns are blisters, tergitoid lesions, scales, or erythema that is photodistributed. As one would expect, as the lesions age, they may become scaly or peely. A classic example of this is first degree sunburn, in which there is a erythema confirmed to the site of sun exposure with no primary epidermal changes that can be seen grossly. However, as the erythema resolves, the skin becomes scaly or even peels in sheets. You can see the condition in the given diagram. Now come to the types of erythema. There are various types of erythema. Erythema AB igni, erythema nodosum, erythema toxicum, erythema elevatum deuterium, or palmar erythema. Now let's talk about the causes. It can be caused by infection, massage, electrical treatment, acne, medication, allergies, exercise, solar radiations, which is sunburn, photosensitization, acute radiation syndrome, mercury toxicity, and blister agents. Niacin administration or waxing and tweezing of the hairs, any of which can cause the capillaries to dilate, resulting in redness. These are the causes which cause erythema. And the one of the most common side effect of radiotherapy is also described in the causes of erythema. Now come to the diagnosis features of the erythema. Erythema disappears on finger pressure, blanching like while purpura or bleeding in the skin and pigmentation do not. There is no temperature elevation unless it is associated with dilation of arteries in the deep layer of the skin. Now come to the treatment. Iconocyanides 20 carbon fatty acid mediator synthesized from arachidonic acid present in the membrane of phospholipids play a prominent role as soluble mediator of the delayed erythema response. As evidence for this, the production of tissue eicosanoids parallel to the onset of erythema and eicosanoids inhibitor decrease UVB erythema. Evidence for a role of arachidonic acid's cyclooxygenase product in UV-induced erythema is supported by the reduction of erythema by selective inhibitors. UVB erythema is suppressed by the cyclooxygenase inhibitor like aspirin and indomethacin up to 50% during the first 24 hours of administration or injury. However, erythema persisting after 24 hours is not suppressible by indomethacin and may therefore be due to the other mediators. Now come to the sign and symptoms of erythema. Severe exposure of sunlight, severe UVR exposure, primarily UVB, can cause blister formation, desquamation, fever, chills, weakness, and shocks. Arrhythmia caused by UVB begin with 2 to 4 hours after exposure is maximal after 12 to 24 hours and usually resolves over the ensuing 3 days. In contrast, arrhythmia caused by UVA begins immediately plateaus between 6 and 12 hours and remains for 24 hours. UVA induced changes in the dermis are characterized by greater damage to the vasculature and dense cellular infiltrates that penetrate to deeper layer of the skin. The dermis also may be damaged when endogenous component of the skin absorb UVR energy and subsequently interact with oxygen to form tissue damaging oxygen free radicals. Now come to the case study. Here is a DL, a 16-year-old guy, blonde hair, blue eye teenager with skin type 2, present with a severe sunburn. His condition is severe sunburn. He states that he started a new summer job 2 days ago with typical sun exposure. On further questioning, it is discovered that DL first experienced painful erythema of the extensor surface of his hand and forearms, the interior aspect of his neck, and part of his face within hour of starting his new job at an outdoor garden and greenhouse. Besides painful erythema, the symptoms also include an immediate prickling and burning sensation. The symptom continues to worsen until the following morning, about 24 hours after initial exposure to the sun. DL doesn't recall orally ingesting or topically applying any medication or other preparation to his skin. Nor does he recall exposure to any chemical irritants or poison, IV, Y, or oak. The morphology of the skin lesions is that of an exaggerated sunburn. The skin lesions are patchy in distribution with greater density on his forearms and hands than on his neck and face. The posterior aspect of his neck and the covered area of his body were spared completely. Now come to the SOAP. Starting with the subject, age is 16-year-old, gender is male, chief complications severe sunburn and painful erythema of the extensor surface of his hand and forearms. The interior aspect of his neck and part of his face within hour of starting his new job at an outdoor garden and greenhouse. Besides painful erythema, the symptoms also included an immediate prickling and sunburn sensation. Now come to the object. The morphology of the skin lesion is that of exaggerated sunburn. The skin lesions are patchy and distributed with greater density on his forearms and hands than on neck and face. The posterior of neck and covered areas are spared completely. Now come to the assessment. The most likely explanation for DL exaggerated sunburn reaction is phototoxicity, secondary to contact with Soline-like chemicals from the plant at his job at the outdoor garden and greenhouse. Phototoxicity is an immediate or delayed inflammatory reaction that occurs when a compound with photosensitizing ability to absorb a sufficient concentration of UVR in or on the skin, and when the skin is exposed simultaneously to a specific wavelength of light. Photoallergy is another possible cause of DL symptoms. Although much less common than phototoxicity, photoallergy requires prior to prolonged exposure to the photosensitizing compound. Photoallergy results from a similar mechanism of phototoxicity, except that the immune system is involved. Most commonly, it is caused by a polycyclic photosensitizer that react with UVA to form antigenic macromolecule, evoking a delayed hypersensitivity response. Now come to the plan. General recommendation for the treatment of photosensitivity reactions are focused on the removal of exposure to the potential photosensitizer and reduce exposure to the skin. Patient should be counseled not to take any medication orally or topically without first consulting with their healthcare providers to minimize exposure to other photosensitizers. DL should try wearing long sleeve shirts, pants, and gloves when working to limit exposure to plant photosensitizers. He also may take applying a broad spectrum sunscreen to protect his skin from UVB and UVA radiations. If these measures do not prevent further photosensitivity reaction, DL should consider a different types of employment, which is different types of medication. His presenting symptoms should be managed in a manner similar to that for an exaggerated sunburn. If the condition is still worsen, we should also recommend topical NSAIDs. Thank you so much.